We're recording now.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up?
All right, this is a very different video from what I usually do. First off, welcome back to another video. Um, this one's a drama video. Once again, fucking hell, can't catch a fucking break even in the big 2026. Um, it's not about us this time. It's about something we participated in that is now, something I'm not very happy about. Relatively, actually, none of us are, pretty happy about it. Um,
None of
after
us are
some
pretty
very,
happy
after
about
some
it. It's
very, yeah,
fine. None of us are happy about it, but like it's okay. But
it's
there's
like we're
something
not
that
like mad.
there's
It's
something
not like
there,
okay.
we're not mad. Nor is
Let me
this
give a
video
basic
made out of being.
rundown.
Nor is this video made to be petty. But there is something that is wrong that
Yeah, there
we
is
found
something
pretty
that
much.
we found in this that is wrong. Basic rundown: me, Glitchko Cat, and King Bakia Pro recently competed in a Nerdcore tournament called Nerdcore The Voice Season 3, and we went in thinking everything was going to be okay. We were told to submit 30 seconds to however long, a certain timestamp of one of your original songs, which, just to clarify, we were all told completely different things when we asked. I was told submit a timestamp from one of your original songs that showcases your best. So that's what I did. I put in one of my favorites that I had recorded that I felt was my best work at the time. Um, Glitch was told something else. Glitch, what were you told?
I was told pretty much the same thing. Well, not pretty much the same thing. I was told to submit your quote unquote best work, but to also submit timestamps. But instead of what I later figured out, where I was supposed to submit what I thought was the best timestamp for me, I was told to submit all parts with me included. Meaning that like I submitted Sublime, which I appeared three separate times. But I appear twice for a chorus, and then I go for the bridge and onward after that. So I was told to submit every timestamp, including me, and that's what I did. Meaning that when they got to me, they were just left picking between those timestamps, and I'm like, bruh.
And it wasn't really fair. It wasn't really fair. Bakia, what were you told when you asked them that question?
Um, for me, I was told, yeah, to send your best song, and I would assume like if I send my best song, I have a chance of getting in, right? But I kind of feel like I was gonna send something that's similar to my favorite artist, D Husta, because we make the same type of music. So I feel like if I were to cater to his music, I'll have a better chance of getting in, especially on his team, because we make the same type of FNAF music. My whole channel was dedicated to that vibe, so I would think that I was gonna
Exactly, yeah.
have a second thought of getting in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
Yeah, no.
basic rundown, we were all told completely different stories. And all in all, the whole competition just felt unfair and just completely biased. We're not gonna complain about this too much, but one thing I will complain about is the fact that when we were in this competition, we were competing against other nerdcore artists or supposed alleged nerdcore artists. Half, not even half, no, majority didn't even go for a unique genre. Almost everyone except for me, Glitchko Cat, Bakio, and a few others submitted rap and nothing else. And most of the rap tracks were about anime. Which, if any of you know about those, most anime nerdcore tracks aren't even about the anime that their AMV is. Like
Mhm.
there were, as an example, there is a song out there with a Naruto AMV that mentions a fucking Glock and blowing up the block. Like, dude, where in Naruto do you ever see a Glock? You don't. You see
The
Sharingans.
hold up.
You see
The Rasengan,
shurikens,
bro.
ninja
The
stars,
Rasengan.
fucking.
That's it. Bro, the
The
Rasengan is the
Rasengan, bro.
Glock.
The Rasengan, I.
The
That's
Rasen
not
Glock,
even a
bro.
that's not even a
It's
Glock
not
though.
even
Like
a
you can't
Glock
The
even.
though.
Rasen
No, no,
Glock.
no, 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 no. No, they actively said pulling out. They actively said it was talking about pulling out an actual Glock, like the gun, cocking it back, and blowing up the block. Like they were actually talking about shooting people up with a gun. You never
It's
see a
Naruto
gun in
footage.
Naruto. You see bows and arrows, and ninja stars and katanas and shit.
Hell, you rarely see bow and arrows. Like,
Exactly.
like
At least you see them in Naruto.
they be like making their own range projectiles. Sometimes they'll just throw straight up knives at you or kunai.
Exactly. Shurikens.
There's never been a
fucking
Glock.
Ninja stars. What were the other ones? What were the other ones? I know they have like
Sometimes they'll throw like the closest thing I can see. The closest thing they had to like a gun was like there was one character that had like a finger projectile type of chakra attack, and that even then that wasn't really a gun. That was just like sand. I don't even know what it was. It wasn't a gun though.
It just
Oh.
was not a gun. You never see a gun in Naruto. That is just an example. Think about that times about like what 30 people. There were 50 of us contestants in this competition. Not even half of us were actually doing nerdcore stuff. Not even half. The majority actually did just random ass raps with anime in the background to make it seem like it was about an anime. Which normally in nerdcore, if it's projected, like if you relate to a character or something from that anime or from whatever in nerdcore that you are doing, if you make a song about yourself but you relate to a character and the song describes that character, that's usually fine. You could just market that as that character. That is still considered nerdcore. Yeah. What they were doing was just straight up writing a rap track, putting anime in the background as the AMV and calling it a song about that anime. And it just wasn't. It wasn't good. It was ass. It was straight buns. Majority of them were. Now, I'm not throwing hate to any of the artists because I do believe everybody had a fair chance.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I thought. Like, and I still do think that. I still
all
think everyone had a
believed-
fair chance
We
and
all
like had
believed at
equal
first,
chances.
at
But
least.
like, then as the competition went on, it kind of was just like, yeah, it kind of got more and more unfair and weird as it went on. And by
Right.
weird, I mean with the amount of raps that it was. There was 50 of
It was
us,
just straight up.
and half
Not-
of that percentage was just rap. You had one hyperpop. You had my track, which was like EDM, or not EDM, it was dark pop EDM. And then you had Psy, who was the only person to submit synthwave. You had Bakyo, which was alternative.
Synthwave is one of my main genres. I love doing synthwave. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, you had Bakyo, which was it was electronic dubstep and rap, but a simple term is alternative.
It's an alternative.
And then you had one
dubstep.
rock song. Yeah, and then you had one rock song. Oh, and I guess there was technically, it wasn't really fully orchestral, but like,
There
I don't
was
know, but there-
one technical dramatic orchestral song, but it wasn't
Yeah.
even like that.
yeah, and it's like, it was a rap. Like, it still was a rap. Yes, I will agree. I will let that one slide slightly, because it was a unique rap. Instead of just a generic rap
It
like
was
half the
it
other
wasn't
ones was, it was
generic,
at least
actually
unique.
They went out of their way to do something a little different from everybody else, which is good. We
Yeah.
commend that. We actually appreciated that one because it felt different. It actually felt like a completely new vibe compared to what we were listening to the entire fucking competition. Another thing I want to complain about is the fact that the rappers, you know, they were placed all over the place. Like, they were literally everywhere. Whereas me, Glitch, and Bakyo, we were all placed in the top. Bakyo was number 2, I was number 3, Glitch was number 5. We were in the top of the competition. Like, the first
Literally top
few
5.
to get, like, reviewed. Yeah. And the judges actually liked our work. We're not upset with that.
You know, we're not upset that we didn't get picked. Well,
Yeah.
well, we are upset, but we're not like,
we're
we're not like,
butthurt
oh, we
about it.
hate all of you because we didn't get picked. No, this isn't like that at all.
Right.
You can continue.
Now, what I want to cover, the whole point of this video, it's not about the competition. It's not about the fact that we didn't get in. It's not about the fact that the majority was rap, and none of that. It's not about any of that. What the problem we're facing is one of the judges in specific. Where is Blix? there's something me and this lovely group of people here in this call have noticed, looking back at it. It's that Dark, if you want to speak up, you can explain what happened, because it doesn't set well with me. I don't like
You
it.
know, because
So
you
last night I missed a vast majority of the competition, sadly. I came in towards like the last third of it. So at like the 3+ hours I was in at the like near 2 hour mark. And I listened to a couple songs and I was getting ready to turn off when I saw Blix just casually, and I mean very casually, pull out a whole blunt, relight it, and just start smoking marijuana on stream. I thought
Straight up.
that's wild. Not only is that against TOS, like off rip. Secondly, as someone who works with people in medicinal care, you're taking a mind altering substance which tends to lean into your biases. So if you like listening to whatever you prefer, rock, orchestra, you're gonna more than likely put on what you like. You're not gonna be open, really too open, to wanting to listen to things that you don't listen to. And I find it really telling because after scrubbing through the video, he doesn't start smoking any weed until literally after the couple of actual Nordcore songs went on. He starts smoking at 30 minutes and spends the entire stream constantly smoking and rolling blunts while the other judges, like D. Husta, are just watching him uncomfortably. And you can tell they're more than likely typing in a chat telling him to stop. But he just proceeded to just continue to get high on stream. And I'm not trying to like demonize marijuana. I understand that people partake. I understand that some have medicinal needs for it. But should you be getting impaired when you're on stream and you're supposed to be a fair and unbiased judge? I think the answer would still be no. And I don't care if you're drinking alcohol on stream or doing crack. I would rather you not get impaired when you need to be actually like coherent and able to give an opinion. Multiple times, if you just watch Just Do Rain, he is constantly doing that or eating or looking away from the screen. He's not engaging. At multiple points, they're trying to reel him back into being engaged. So you're the host and you can't find a damn to be engaged and like actually be a present host and also be a fair one. Like I already felt that the contest was very much just like not really a contest. It just felt like if you submitted the magical genre of rap, you got in. I have other friends who watched and left midstream because they just said it just felt like they already knew who they were going to pick. And I'm not accusing, but like it was just not a very well run event. And it just leaned into one genre to the point where I thought we were nerdcore. I was expecting like rap songs about like Naruto or
You know what
about a character. Instead, I got a
Just
bunch
kidding,
of aura farming songs that really weren't good, to be honest. Most of them were just decent. Like if I was listening to your music outside of the context of this contest, I probably would listen to it in a playlist. But I just felt exhausted listening to nothing but rap. And in 5 songs, I just tuned out. But again, like, can we please not be getting high and or drunk on stream when we're supposed to be coherent and giving fair judgment? And also, most of the judges, you guys have minors as your audience member. What kind of example are you setting for your audience to think that it's just okay to show up to events and just get completely impaired to the point that people are policing your behavior to make sure that you stay attendant?
I don't think some of the judges in there
not only
knew
that, but,
that
like-
he was doing that.
You can
But-
tell who knew.
No,
You
no,
can
they
tell who
knew.
knew.
You could tell because they were watching. They saw it happen in real time. Another thing I want to mention is that this also could be grounds to get the entire event shut down. Like, this whole thing, because of one guy smoking weed when he shouldn't have been, can get this entire event shut down, taken down, and a judge fully fucking replaced. And yes, I'm gonna say the F-bomb. I don't care anymore. It pissed me off. The whole competition was just a fuck ton of bullshit. There was zero
Not just
context
that.
in anything we were told. There was no support for half the people who were there. And most of the people that got picked weren't even nerdcore artists to begin with. So, having them in a competition literally titled Nerdcore The Voice, you can kind of see where us true nerdcore artists, the people who make like FNAF Song, Knights of Guinevere, TADC, stuff like that, us, the actual people of nerdcore are going to be fucking upset. We're going to be
Yeah,
mad.
I think some of the
And
I think the picks were kind of biased too.
For one, I would go out of my way to rebel if I needed to. I don't feel the need to, but if this type of shit continues on moving forward in the future, I'm going to crash out and I'm going to revolt. I'm going to rebel, and I'm going to tell it as it is. This genre, this beautiful thing we have, nerdcore, is starting to feel more like the industry we know and hate. And it's not fair. It's not fair on us nerdcore artists who are trying to keep the genre as its true self, like it was back in the 2010s.
Yeah, like the ever
like,
since
even back
2014,
then.
Nerdcore like blew up after that for what?
Dude,
Yeah,
I have been
2014
following
through-
Nordcore.
Like, through the first FNAF song. The very first FNAF song is when nerdcore music started to actually fully pop off, and that's why.
Yeah, no,
nerdcore has been at an all-time high since then.
I
real quick
don't
before you continue,
want to age
that-
myself here a
But
bit.
now that nerdcore is such a big genre now that indie artists like us are getting pushed out because industry artists are starting to make these songs and label them as nerdcore, trying to push themselves into our genre to get more views. It's not fair on us, and it pushes us down. It keeps us away from the things that we are trying to accomplish. Nerdcore is not a genre to be messed with like that. It's not fair.
yeah. Real quick before you continue, about the topic you said about Nerdcore. Nerdcore did exist before FNAF, but like the thing that it was it was just it was just songs based on anime. Occasionally you'd see a song based on like an industry show or whatever. It's the indie side of Nerdcore that popped off after FNAF, because after FNAF came out, that's when everyone indie started doing shit. You had, and after FNAF, you had Bendy Ink Machine, you had Tattletale, you had Baldi's Basics, all those old games that we all most likely seen and grew up with in the early 2000s.
Hell,
Slender the Eight
Minecraft
Pages,
even.
Granny, yeah, Minecraft, like with Fallen Kingdom. Believe it or not, that is nerdcore. All of that, and it was fun. It was good, unique. Everyone had their own style. But like for some reason, I don't know what happened to shift this, but it's like the bigger it got, you see, I get it. Some of the industry artists saw the marketing and it was like, yo, these nerdcore artists, they get a lot of views. Let's make a song and do the same thing, which they have. And now everyone that does nerdcore is unfortunately doing that now, where it feels like they're just in it for the money. And they'll like make a song, like with the Naruto example earlier. They'll make a song based on shooting people, and then they'll just like give it some Demon Slayer footage and be like, "That's your track." Like, no, that's not it.
It's not.
That's
fair
how
to
nerdcore is
us.
now. It went from actual nerdcore to whatever. I don't even know. I don't even like calling it nerdcore anymore, because I don't know. It just doesn't feel like nerdcore nowadays. It doesn't feel like the old nerdcore. Nowadays, nerdcore music is, yeah, sure, it's what it used to be, but it's not. Because now you have a bunch of these people that just want to immediately make something that feels industry standard. And it's like, bro, no.
The whole point of nerdcore is to be different from everybody else. The whole point is to show your uniqueness, to show how different you are from everyone else, to stand out amongst people. Nerdcore is not a genre to just come into, slap a song on some random ass video and say, boom, we got a song about this anime. No, this game. No, it's not like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Nerdcore is supposed to be something that brings the communities of said songs together. The communities of these amazing artists like CG5, DA Games, JT Music. They all are nerdcore artists, and they've proven that. And they make songs for the fans. The whole point of nerdcore is to be different.
Yeah, and yes, I do understand that some people, like some nerdcore artists, have gotten like, for example, there's some nerdcore artists that just quit the nerdcore scene and moved on, which is fine. Eventually you'll want to leave nerdcore and do something outside of songs. That's fine. But at the same time, those that aren't left, there are some people that genuinely want to only do nerdcore music. Only do nerdcore music, and it's like, it's kind of not fair when you see people that's like doing everything that's not nerdcore. And yes, I'm not saying it's bad for anyone to just, like, say for instance, someone has an industry style to their songs. Maybe they're just that skilled at mixing. They come in the industry. They're not an industry person, but with how the songs sound, you think they are. There are some examples. Like Nate Wants to Battle. Nate Wants to Battle's mixing for his songs. His songs were so good that people thought he was in like a music industry type thing. And I think now he is, but he wasn't at first.
He's made intros for a few of the animes I watched. Like,
he did the Dragon Ball Super thing.
He did the Dragon Ball Super one. He did Beyblade Burst Turbo, Beyblade Burst Quad Drive. I don't know the other ones. I know Beyblade specifically because that's the one I grew up with the most as a child. I had a lot of other animes, but Beyblade was one that stuck with me since I was a kid in 2011.
Yeah, another example is a recent one actually, Arendelle. I love Arendelle. Arendelle makes really good music, but when they first came to the scene, and especially with AI nowadays, which is also unfair to them because some people will come into the nerdcore scene with a really good style, and it sounds really industry standard, quote unquote, and people will just immediately accuse them of AI, which is why I don't like AI. Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thankful that nobody submitted anything AI in the competition, and I feel like if someone did, they probably just got replaced or something. I'm glad we avoided that.
Someone actually did get replaced for saying something out of line. They said a slur, so they got kicked from the competition.
Yeah, they got replaced with like candy something.
I gotta give them props. They actually did have proper moderation for the competition. It was actually decent. The only problems were barely anyone actually did nerdcore aside from us and a few others, and the judges. It felt heavily fucking biased. Then there was a dude who was smoking
Even though
weed.
they said it wasn't biased. They said it wasn't biased, but the way the competition went, I'm like, nah.
Let me tell y'all. We actually were in a call. We were in a call with the judges right after the competition had ended, or like the first round of the competition. We were in a call. We were in the VC with the judges. The very same judges who just like drafted their teams, right? We were in that call. We were talking to them. I made it very clear, hey, this whole competition does not seem fair. The majority of people did rap, and it did not set well. And I made it very clear that you had people like me doing unique stuff like Synthwave, Glitch with his dark pop, Bakio with his electronic rap style. Like that's unique. That's nerdcore. Especially since I did TADC, Glitch did Poppy Playtime, and Bakio did FNAF. That is actual nerdcore.
I will give props to the one person, I can't remember their name. They did a Knights of Guinevere song. I didn't realize it was a Knights of Guinevere song until halfway through the thing. I thought it was just another generic rap thing. No offense to you, if you end up seeing this video, no offense to the person that made the Knights of Winterfell song. I thought the song was cool, but like with the amount of raps that were going on, I thought it was just another rap based on an anime until I saw Knights of Winterfell and I was like, oh, something different. Thank goodness. Like that made me happy. And then it all went downhill from there.
And like I said before, the main reason this video is being made is because we found, like, we have actual evidence that the guy was smoking weed on stream while he was supposed to be an active judge. So, Dark, which timestamp did you catch that he actually blew off the blunt drag?
There's a lot of
Um,
timestamps he left.
There's multiple. It literally starts at around 30 minutes in. He just keeps hitting a blunt, rolling more, hitting the blunt, rolling more.
All
The
of
stream
these-
literally ends
Alright,
with
so I'm
him
showing the
rolling
chat.
another blunt.
I'm showing the chat here in RVC right here. From this part onward, everybody, this is actually the first timestamp that we got. All of these clips here are timestamps that we caught of the guy smoking weed. I'm not gonna play them myself because I'm presenting my Discord for the video. So if someone could just like glitch, I still have your stream of it. Can you just pull up the timestamp of like where it shows him actually taking a drag off the thing?
Like actually smoking the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this one right here.
And I know that this is a call out. It shouldn't like affect us at all. Especially since I'm not
want me to
fucking
play it?
monetized. Yeah, play it.
Yeah.
I have your stream muted, so there's not gonna be any volume.
All right. Here, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it just fine.
All right.
Play it.
Make sure
Here
my
we go.
Discord is full screened. Right here, this guy. If we pay very close attention, you can notice in his shoulders and his head movement that he's clearly looking down, trying to keep his face out of the camera as much as he can. Right there, right there.
There it is.
And some would argue that's a cigarette. No, it's not. We actively looked into it. Dark actually looked into it and like heavily watched that over and over just to see if it was a cigarette or not. It's not a cigarette. It's not.
Hold on,
Dark,
I'm
didn't you say you work with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and I have friends in the industry.
Right. So if anybody were to
That
know
isn't
what a blunt
him
looks like,
100%.
if anybody were to know what a blunt looks like, it would be you.
Yeah. And he
And to be
continues
honest,
to
bro-
roll them. Well, I say roll, but he's like packing them in multiple times throughout stream. The stream ends with him clearly already prepared for another one.
And
You
to
can
be honest
physically
with you,
see
I
it, like,
have
in
no.
his shoulders. If you pay attention through all those timestamps in his shoulders, you could see how one of them is moving up and down constantly.
Right, and to me personally, I don't got a problem with you smoking weed like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be an
None
active
of us have a
judge
problem
in,
with
in
it.
a,
Like
if you
I'll
want to be
read
a
about
There's
judge
nothing
in
wrong
such
with
an event
I'll
like
read about
this,
my
bro,
whole fucking life. That's
Yeah.
just how
And-
it's been for me.
And here's the thing. Here's another thing. DA Games. When he's at events, he smokes a lot. He's a chain smoker. That's fine. There's nothing wrong. But if he was on a YouTube stream and he did that on the stream, people would call him out too. Like, there's nothing wrong with you smoking. You're an adult at the end of the day. It's fine. But like,
and if it goes
But, like,
against YouTube TOS, then I mean,
if it goes against TOS
Well,
and you're
it
basically
why are
doesn't
you
just
like
go
trying to get money banned or something? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
here's the crazy part. What he did
consider-
also violates automatically Discord's TOS. And if they've uploaded this to Twitter or X or whatever you're gonna call it, that's also in violation of TOS. If this is on Twitch too, being rebroadcasted, that's also in violation of Twitch policy. Anyone right now could take a timestamp, report him, and get his channel and the VOD taken down. Not that the channel would go
Like,
down
it's not-
permanently, but he would get a community strike.
He would get pretty
on
heavily
YouTube.
hit. Like, yeah.
yeah. And we
Like,
don't want to
this is a
see like
huge- we don't want to see anybody get like. We don't want anybody
Like,
to get
okay,
robbed from this. We don't want anybody to get like taken down for this. But I do want justice because this does not. It doesn't. The
look,
whole
listen,
competition is
listen,
just
right?
unfair. It's not. It's not
Listen,
right.
right? I will say, like, I respect Blix as a creator. Like, I peep some of his music. I mess with it a lot. But like, you gotta be at the end of the day, you gotta be considerate around other people's platforms because
Not
like,
only that, but
if
I'm
you get
pretty
them
sure.
banned, bro.
I'm pretty sure.
If you get them
a
banned, bro.
lot of the artists that we competed against were minors.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm not sure, honestly.
Bro,
Well,
his audience is made up of
For
minors.
context
Like
out there,
again,
everybody. For context out there, everybody. I'm 18. Glitch is a year older than me. Bakio is a year younger than me. Bakio and Mint in this call are the only two minors that we have here, and they were able to catch this. Mint hasn't said
Right.
anything because I actually believe that Mint shouldn't say anything. She's the youngest one here, and she does not need to be involved with any of this. And I apologize if I got your pronouns wrong. Just gonna clarify that. I'm terrified. I'm terrified? Fuck.
Terrified.
I'm terrible with pronouns. There.
I am too. Don't worry.
I
ain't
will
gonna lie.
say on behalf of Mint, she was not very happy to find that out. Like Blix,
Yeah, no, none of us were.
she does not need to be exposed to stuff like that, and you know this. I shouldn't
Like, she
even
was
have to say
there.
this
She
as
was-
another
She
adult.
was on the stream. She saw it.
You know, she
happen
was there
live.
to the stream. I invited her. I invited a bunch of people. Mint was one of them. I was like, "Yo, stream! I'm part of this event. Y'all go check it out." And
I
since
started to
Mint
do it too.
and a bunch of other people were in that server, they went to it. I saw her in the comments along with like everyone else. Even Xenotroy was there. Like a lot of people were there. Zach was the only person that wasn't there. Actually, I sent it to Zach, but I don't think he was online that day.
I sent it to my friends. I saw a few of them in there. My partner Cherry was there. I saw my friend.
Yeah, I saw
Dork
Cherry.
in the comments.
Yep.
So a lot of my
I,
friends.
hell, I saw
a lot of
life.
people
I
that
saw
knew.
how do you pronounce his name? Live Forks. I saw him at one point, but he did.
Yeah, Live Forks was there.
Even he was there, and I'm like, yo, all right. So there's no. I listen to Blix music. His music is fine. It's cool. Well, not fine, but like it's good. It's really good. It's good.
Like,
You're a good
we
nerd
like
for
the
artists,
music,
but
it's
like
great. But
yeah,
when
like
you're,
at
when
the
you're an
but like
active
aside
judge
from
in
that,
an event like this, you
yeah,
need to lock
you
the
can't
fuck
be a
in.
judge in an event. You can't be a judge in an event and be high as hell, bro. Like
You need to lock the fuck in, put the blunt down for the time that you're in this competition as a judge. Then when everything's said and done and you have your team that you picked while sober, then you can go off and smoke a blunt.
yeah, and I can't even say I was about to say maybe he could do it like when they took the time to like for those breaks, but I was like he can't even do that because then that would just ruin it for the rest of the competition because then he would still come back high and
Now,
not be able to do.
none of this video would have happened. Like the whole point of this video was to explain our complaints about the entire event. How it wasn't just us that called it out. It was several people that called out how this wasn't really a fair event. We weren't the only ones, so no accusations there.
You know,
But-
I've seen a lot of people in the comments and even in the like event like after that VC. I know a lot of people. Some people were more mad than us. Actually mad too.
Yeah, people were
Like-
actually pressed about this. Like, we weren't as mad as we are now. Like, we were upset, sure, and we wanted a redemption arc. I went out of my way and wrote an entire fucking Hello Boss song because of that.
Look, this is my thought when I first left it. When the competition ended at first, I didn't think much about it too much. I thought, hey, you win some, you lose some. At least you tried our best. Then I sat there and thought about it more and more, and I'm like, the longer I thought about the situation, I'm thinking, yo, it was more and more scuffed. It got more and more scuffed as it went on.
It felt
Intentional-
wrong. It
intentional
felt
or
staged.
not?
It felt completely fake. It didn't.
Hold up.
It didn't set right at all.
And you know what's
Fuck yo.
crazy? I
Yeah.
noticed that I was cool about it for a little minute until I really looked into it, and that I realized that one of the contestants in there. Wait, no. It was like the judges was so like talking about like ear candy. You need to do this, mix your vocals, do this and that and the third with other creators. But when it comes to like Carefree, like they drafted Carefree and Toasty, which is kind of like you're being biased a little bit because I know like Toasty
mean,
was probably
yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
'cause
previous
there was-
contestant
Toasty
in The
was one
Voice,
of the
and you know
previous
by
contestants during what, season 1?
season 1, I believe, you know what I'm saying? But
Season
like
1 or
when
season
I
2. Toasty was a
And when
previous
I-
contender, and she is a minor, like a heavy minor. She's like at least 16 from basic knowledge. All we know is that she's in sophomore year of high school. She got to be 15 or 16, depending on when she got into high school. Hell, she could even be 14 if she got into high school.
I mean, it's not about listen. It's not about the age, in my opinion. It's about the fact that they keep on saying. It's about this. It's about the fact that they keep on talking about how other nerdcore artists need to worry about the mixing, the mastering, the vocoding could be this and that and the third. And then when it comes to Toasty and Carefree, y'all draft them out of like I don't know about Carefree, but like I know at the end of the day, I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying like how judges can be biased because how Toasty was being there before and she and by her I'm not like kudos to her for like improving and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But then you draft Toasty even though she has the same problems before. Like yes, she like
improved a
she's
lot
good.
from
Like she's
season
good.
1. She's good, but she's not like the level that most of the other artists in there were.
Right, and
if the judges would have worded it like this, like, hey, they're a young artist, we want to get them out there and actually show what younger generation can do. Like, if they would have said that, I would have been all on board. I would have been like, hell yeah, you're supporting a younger creator, that's fine. But if you're going to be out here drafting them when you've got so much other talent and you're not going to mention that said talent, what's the point? Like, the only one out of all 3 of us here in this call that actually went and competed in this tournament thing, the only one that got mentioned once was Glitch. And the only reason he got mentioned was because no one new had been mentioned since we were played. And our placement didn't help with that either, because I know from experience, I was in marching band for like up to 5 years. So I know in competition, in like actual judged competition, the people who are judging you are going to be more harsh toward the beginning. They're going to see what you have to put, and they're going to give you the most harsh and most truthful answers they can. Which they did. They gave us truthful answers as to what we were doing, which they liked our stuff. Like I said before, we're not mad about that. They gave us solid feedback, solid things to work on. Except for one thing that still is on my nerves. I'm pretty sure it was Blue. Blue was a little upset that I didn't have more flow in my track, which I submitted What Is My Purpose, a song you can find on Simply Hollow, link in the description. I submitted that as my part. I submitted the chorus. And the whole flow, it's not supposed to be a rap flow, which I'm assuming that's what Blue wants. Blue is one of those people who likes rap flow, and I don't do that. I'm not a rapper. I specifically specialize in vocalization, like singing. I do that. When it comes to rapping, yes, I can do it. I've done it before. I have a cover of JT Music's 5 More Nights, like a remix cover of it on my channel. If you've known me for that long, you know. But if you're like just now seeing this, then yeah, I have that, and it's like I
kind of confusing. Like that's like you add. That's like you submit a rock track, or that's not rock. Like I said earlier, it's like you submit a jazz track and someone complains that you didn't add like a riff or something. Like, bro, what?
Yeah,
I don't do that.
And
I don't do that type of genre.
I don't have flow, but my genre didn't need the flow that they were looking for. God.
Mm-hmm.
My genre didn't need that kind of flow. It had a different, more subtle kind of flow. They said it was a safe pick, which that's honestly valid. That a safe pick, yeah, I can see that. But when it comes to like the ear candy thing, I had a whole backing chorus that I did. Like, not like a choir. There was a harmony in the background that was made as an ambient choir. Now I'm gonna read this. Hold on, there's something in the chat. I'm gonna read this. For Mint. Mint wants someone to read this. I'll say it for them. In quote, I greatly appreciate Psy, Glitch, and Bakio all going into the competition. Some of the best some of my best friends, and I would not be here today if it were not for them. They get angry. I have a They get hangry. I have a problem. Blix, listen. I am a minor, and I do not approve of you smoking during the said stream. Dallin de Husta looked extremely uncomfortable, especially. Please rethink your actions. Grow up and consider being sober instead of choosing candidates while you are high. I have little to no respect for you right now, and that could increase if you just put the freaking blunt down. God bless you, sir, but you need to stop being immature and consider your minor audience. All the best, Mint. P.S. to the Houston and other judges. Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
Well said.
Very well said. And that's basically it. There's not really much else to hit on this. We've kind of gone on loop for a second here. But that's what happened. That's what we're calling out. We don't want the competition to get taken down, but if that actually happens because of this, we apologize. But this could not go unnoticed. This could not go it couldn't go without being talked about. We could not just sit here, see this happening, and not call it out.
I only really brought this up because that's what I came into. And again, I don't have a problem with people smoking weed. But the fact that my first immediate impression of you in under 15 minutes is, I can't take anything you're saying seriously, and neither can the other judges because you won't stop smoking weed. The fact that I had to scrub through and I can literally see you smoking weed not even 40 minutes in, 30 minutes in, you only make it 30 minutes before you need to hit the blunt. And I had people telling me, not going to name names, but I have other people telling me you were already smoking in the server before it even went live. So the fact that you were smoking for who knows how long in the day, and you want me to take your opinion seriously when I know for a fact that you're not coherent enough to be given your hard opinion? Come on, man. Like, I know you aren't this irresponsible. Please be considerate of the fact that you have a minor audience. And also, all of the judges do. All of you should have called him out on this, honestly, and told him to stop or just stop the stream.
Because by him smoking as well, it affected how he judges as well. Because, when you're high,
Yeah.
you don't
Forget how it affects how he judges. Forget that part. My main problem is most of you, if not all of you, have a minor audience. Is this the example we should be setting for them? That they can just show up to events or show up anywhere just inebriated and high out of their mind?
Yeah, no.
This should not be the standard we're setting.
It shouldn't be nerdcore, as a matter of fact. This should not have... All in all, in my opinion, the event should not have taken place. Especially with a judge who is going to be smoking weed the whole time. It's not fair for us who are actually wanting to come out here, compete, and show our worth. Like, you could have brought, like, during season 2
some
of this
people even
competition-
just straight out felt disrespected, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
several
and hell, and
artists
I was one of them.
felt disrespected.
I felt disrespected.
I felt disrespected.
I know- Like,
Oh, yeah, I know Sai felt disrespected.
I know for a fact you felt disrespected. They called you generic.
They
Like-
called me generic. Now, this is just me being butthurt for a second, but they called me generic. And I can understand it if it were like, I'm doing like the same thing that they used to do, like the FNAF songs. Like, yeah, that's generic. That's normal nerdcore. But what I did wasn't generic. You rarely ever see a good synthwave track come out in nerdcore. Yet here I was, and I put out What Is My Purpose. That song is actually one of the most popular on the Simply Hollow channel right now, I'm pretty sure.
You know, it is like third most.
Yeah, it's like third most popular, just above my cover of Memory by Rocket Music. And I wasn't really confident that was going to get that popular. that song blew up. Now, we've been ranting on this for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna say this is a good time to stop. If you watched this far, thank you. See you in the next one. Peace.